What's up, gang? I'm back with another video, and I done started on something very exciting for me. It's gonna help me finish up the rest of the bodywork on the car. And let me show y'all the fenders. The fenders are pretty much done. They just got to be sanded. The fenders are pretty much done, welded good. They just got to be sanded down. And now I done started on the rear wide body, and this is a Challenger wide body. I showed y'all this in one of the previous videos, but yeah, this was a Challenger wide body. It came in a couple different pieces, so I already bonded some pieces together. Like this piece right here, I bonded it together, and yeah, it's gonna help me start. I'm gonna show y'all this. I started on this one just because I really don't know what I'm doing. So that's why a lot of my stuff, you want to see me do one side, because I practiced on the other side first, then I came back and recorded on the second side. So that's what I was gonna do here, but I was getting into it so much, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and start recording. So what we got here is the wide body. Okay, so I cut this. I went ahead and I cut this right here. Got a precise cut, and I took the bump off and make sure everything, make sure that lined up. And so now you push that down right there, and and it lined up, it matched, and nothing glued down. I just got it self-tapped right there. For right now, I got it self-tapped in there. I got that bottom piece self-tapped too, and I got this self-tapped in here. Then I got another self-tap right there, just to keep it on there and get a feel for what I'm doing. So the rear bumper still needed work. I never finished it on up, and it's good because this part down here really just bare nothing there. And I'm going ahead and I'm finishing this side of the rear bumper. The other side, I finished all of that. On this side, I just didn't. And so you see, I done started putting my welds in there with my plastic welder and getting that into a position that I like. And what I'm trying to do is get this piece to line up down there perfectly, so that it just come into the bottom of that right there like that, and then line up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna make a cut in this and try to get that to happen. But in that meanwhile, I was going ahead and I was finishing up this bumper. And what I'm gonna do is, see the gap right in here. When you push it in, you gotta push it in to get it on there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push it in, start at the top, I'm gonna push it in, and then I'm gonna hit it with my plastic welds that fit in the groove, these. So I'm gonna hit it with these in these corners. Boom, 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 boom. Tack it in. All right, I'm about to try to graft it just to see if it'll hold. Jemiah just pulled up some shit. She want me to go somewhere with her. But I did one, and you see it's holding a little bit, and I'm finna try to do another one. And I'm doing this because, and she's calling. Yellow. I see you. I saw you pull up. I saw you pull up like a bat out of hell. Hello? What's up? We supposed to be doing something? We supposed to be going to Walmart? Alright. You want to be on the video? Look how much progress I made. This is now a second piece. I cut that and look, I line up perfect. Here she go, y'all. Hey, stop that. But like I was saying, the reason why I'm doing this is to see if I can get this to hold while I'm trying to do this bottom piece. And there's so much space in between here that it's kind of not functional. I mean, not functional, but I don't know, it's a booger. It's a bitch. I'm talking to the people. Do me a favor. Pass me a drill off of the, I'm gonna take a chance right now. Take this screw out. Probably shouldn't do this. I ain't scared. It's looking almost done, bro. It's so close, yet so far. It's so close, but so much work to do. This fucking body work is all the work, bro. Man, if I ain't have to do all this body work, bro, I wouldn't have much to do. She left a little earlier and she ain't been back. Tell her next year she better buy his gift. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to get it pushed down a little bit right here so that I could tack it. Get it pull up right a bit. I mean, I'm tacking it, yes, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put some plastic bond in between them gaps. That's what that plastic bond for. You rubbing all on me. You must like me or something. Jemiah trying to make me go with her to the store.
Yes, we gotta marinate the turkey.
It's gonna be, I mean, we're gonna marinate that turkey.
It's nice when make bread pudding, and I want to make s'mores.
Go ahead, say it.
Coke here, so he may come to the house. First of all, guys, don't listen to what he says.
Don't listen to what I say.
About me.
Girl.
To my son, they gonna get me.
Bros before.
Bros before hoes my ass. Please.
So boom, I done tacked it down a little bit down here just to get it to hold, and it's on there pretty stable. I'm gonna stop right here for the time being so I can go help Jemiah in his shop. I'm gonna get back at y'all in a sec. It's a day or two later and I'm back, and I done made a little progress off camera, so let me show it to y'all. Okay, you see we already had that. I glued it a little bit because I wanted it to stay on. That's some plastic bonder. And I got plastic welds in there too. Now we came back down here. This piece that I was cutting on, I got it to fit kind of flushly down here coming into the bumper right there. I got it to fit kind of flush. I put a couple plastic welds in to keep it on there. And this literally just plastic welded on here with nothing. So I'm gonna have to come and do something to the inside of that. I'm gonna put some plastic bonder in there, as well as on this side, on these sides right here. And the bumper is off here, so I started back tacking it together. And so I'm gonna tack it. Then I'm gonna use this little corner and tack this onto the fender flare. Then after we take it off and everything, I'm gonna get some to bond all this, to close this up. I'm gonna get some plastic to put in there and close all that up. So yeah, right now what I'm working on is fixing this right here. I got the rear, I got it on, like on the bumper back here, it's pretty much almost done. And so now what I'm trying to decide is if I want to go ahead and finish the bumper on both sides and then do the door part, or if I want to just complete this whole driver's side and then go over there. What I'm thinking now that we on the bumper part, I'm thinking complete the whole bumper and then go and do the door jambs, because I'm just thinking that's better, because I'm taking the bumper on and off right now anyway, and this is fresh on my mind, and it's gonna be a little more dynamic than doing the bumper. Than doing the door seal jam part of it, and because it's a lot more work per se, as cutting and trying to measure and get stuff right, because this bumper already fabricated, so it's not not to say it's not perfect, it's just not it's not regular. And so the door really just straightforward. I'm gonna have to do something to keep it held on to there, open it up on the inside, draw a line down, and then cut it. And that's really that on that. So we'll just finish this up, and y'all can watch me do this little part right here. This is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna give y'all a shot from the back. See, it's pretty much what it's gonna look like right there. Of course, I'm gonna sand it, make sure it's in there all good. That's it right there. Just need finishing touches on it in a lot of places, but that's pretty much it right there, and it look good. And all I gotta do is go back through and bond it all together. So we'll see more extensively on this passenger side, but rear wide body about 25% complete, a little more than 25% really. So let me finish and get back to work a little bit, come back to y'all a little later. Okay, y'all. Here's a really rough finish of what it came out like on the back, and I'm pleased with it. Next step is this side, which ain't nothing been done to but this, and I'm afraid I might have to take that all apart at the bottom. So we'll see what's gonna happen or what's not gonna happen. This side looking pretty good. It's looking exactly how I want it to, actually. And it's just gonna be a little more work to get it done. I did a little sanding to it just to see what it's gonna be looking like. And yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this video for working on this fender. And next thing I probably do is make a video installing the rear hatch camera. Camera's still not in there, and welding that hole closed right there. So I'm gonna make a video on that next. So y'all stay tuned, subscribe, like, and comment, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. What's up, gang? I'm back with another video, and today we're gonna work on, I'm gonna give y'all the full breakdown on how to merge the fender, on how to put the fender flare on the rear. And we're gonna do this one starting from scratch, so y'all get the whole process. Before I start on this side and show y'all that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prep this one beforehand, so that while we working on the other one, we'll have this dry. I'm gonna prep this by go ahead and bonding the door so that it stays on, and this side will be ready to cut by the time that we finish the passenger side. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and bond and prep this side right here. And today we're gonna be using the JB Auto Weld to bond this side of the fender. And then I'm gonna come back and, you know, do the body work on top of it. If I need to do the body work on top of it after this, so we'll see. Now we're gonna let this dry. We're gonna let this dry while we work on the other side. Okay, now we're finna move on to the other side. Here we're gonna be starting from scratch. Nothing's been done at all. First thing we gotta do is remove this wheel. Okay, so the next thing I gotta do is I already bonded this piece on here together, but I need to cut this out so that I could push it up on there flush. So now we're finna cut this out. Now the inside should look something like that, carved up. And when you put it up here, it fit flush back there. So now I'm going to self-tap this onto the car. And voila, one tap and it's up there. And this is exactly where we wanted it. And I could tap it again right here. And then of course, I'm gonna tap it on the bump. And really, the only place that I got it tapped over there right now is right here. Cause right there, it's on there. It's on there sturdy except at the back. And to solve that issue, I messed up. I didn't cut the bottom of it off too. Let's undo that. Now that that side is self-tapped, god damn, I'm gonna do the bumper and make sure the bumper is on here smooth. First thing, I'm gonna self-tap that right there. Now that we got that on there, and that's how we want that to look right there. Everything in place pretty much. We got a doctor on this bottom end. Well, we did a whole lot of play with this. Actually, it's not this piece. It's this piece. That go in the front. Well, I did a whole lot of play with that, and I got the other side to fit where this was perfectly on that bottom piece right there. So now we'll have to get this to do the same thing. And I did that by cutting the other one. Actually, this was undid over there. So I might have to undo that. I might have to undo this right here so this can drop down a little bit. This gotta come out. That's gonna have to be cut out. You don't have to cut all that. So let me go look at the other side. The driver's side is about 20 inches from the top of the bumper till you get down to the bottom of the crease right here. So we need to drop that about 1 inch. And we're gonna do that by undoing these welds right here and then just dropping it basically. But before I do that, we gotta make some modification. Right now we getting ready to cut this where this gonna start at. I'm gonna hit it down low. Boom, it's gonna fit just like that. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, before we cut this and get that to fit, I'm gonna take it all off, and then we're gonna cut that right there, so we can go ahead and have that on there. And we got the line right there, so let's cut it. Boom. Now, let's put the body piece back on. All right, I got that put back on there, as y'all see, and that line up perfectly. I'm about to put the wide body piece back on the bumper and see, do that line up. God damn, fool. You see, the gap is way wider here than it is over here. It's perfect. Like, it couldn't be no better over here. It's literally perfect. I'm not sure what I just did that was different, because I swear I did it the same way I did that one. You know, nothing ever goes according to plan. Let's see if we can fix it. Now that made it come up a little bit. And then that might be it right there. That might be all we get. I obviously had that in the wrong hole. Let me see if I can put it in that one. Okay, so that must go there. And then boom, connect that, and then boom, that's gonna be like that. That's the best we're gonna get, in which we'll put some filler or stuff right there and make that one piece, make that seem like one piece. And we'll get some bundle or something like that. So now, what I wanna do is, yeah, that'll fit fine. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be all right. Especially once we fill that in right there. Once we fill that in right there, it'll be fine. All right, our next step now is to go ahead and bond this piece to the actual bumper. And then after we do that, we can go ahead and fabricate this piece to fit onto this like that, perfectly like it do on the other side. So it'll be on there something like that. We'll have to cut this to make that work. This is about how much we cut off the other one. So we put that on here in perspective. We'll have to cut about that much off. And this been single-handedly one of the best tools that I didn't use when building this car. It has come in handy so much, especially with fabricating all these bumper pieces. This right here, go. I don't even know what made me even get one of these, but all turn. I don't know, all turn. This is the one I got, and it's heavy duty. It's real. Yeah, it's not flimsy at all. All turn. Plastic welder. I love this thing. And literally the finish be so strong after I put this in there and it stay. Like the other side, I put this piece on with just some tacks in there first, and it stayed on. And it let me, in order for me to mold the rest of it. And I got a fairly good amount of these in here now. But I'm gonna put one more in because this part really wanted to stick out down here. So I'm gonna put one more down here. All right, now I'm finna take the screw out. And boom. It's staying. It's in there. I could take this screw out too. Then, of course, I'm gonna bond all of that down through that seam after I cut these off. But what we gotta work on now is this piece. And then we'll make it to where this comes out a little bit so that we can bond that to that. So let's work on this bottom piece. First we gotta we're gonna cut all of that off. Okay, we're gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this because I might use it and put it back on here. All right, we'll cut this all on this line. So we got that. And that cuffs that very nicely right there. So all we gotta do is get this onto here and then onto there. So I got the perfect fitment. So we're gonna put this on, and I already measured this. See, I got my 20 inches out already. And we measured about right there, and boom, we hitting that 20 inches. So what I'm about to do now is, I wanna bond this on there, but I'm gonna have to plastic weld it on there first, just to get it in place so that it'll stay. And then I'm gonna come back and the plastic bonder in between the grooves. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna hit it 2 more times on each side, and then I'm gonna get my plastic bonder, and then I'm gonna put it in them gaps. And then we're gonna let that sit. All right, let me go ahead and start filling it in a little bit now that I done got them. And really I just wanna hit them gaps so that it's bonded on there. We got the plastic welds in there. This is plastic bonder. I think it's called plastic welder too, but this is a solution. And this is what I want in the crack. And this stuff worked really great too. I've used it on other stuff because it is proven to work. Gets it in there real good. And then we can use a little bit of this to cover up some of these holes. Now we gotta let that dry. My camera on 10%. And we just got a little bit more to go to finish this bumper piece. So what we're gonna do after this dry, I'm gonna take these pieces out that's pushing this in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tack this part to this groove right here so that that's on perfectly. Now I'm gonna take these pieces out right here that's keeping that space open for me right now. I'm gonna take those out, and then I'm gonna let that come into play. The bumper gonna come back out, and boom, this gonna be done. Then we'll proceed to work on the door jamb, and the door jamb on the other side should be set already. I'm back. This what it's looking like. All I gotta do now is just fill in this little empty spot right here. But if you look at it, you'll see it's on there. The bottom part is on there just like I want it right here. I still need to cut them pieces off, but all I need to do now is fill in this gap with some more plastic, some more bumper plastic, and I'll be done over here. So really that's the look And this what it looked like from the back. Wheel on. Look pretty good.